3 disturbing true janitor horror stories. Most of us think of janitors as the silent workers in the background, keeping schools, hospitals, and offices clean while everyone else has gone home. But what happens when they're left completely alone in these empty buildings? Tonight, I'll share with you 3 disturbing true janitor horror stories from the United States. Real incidents, real people, and terrifying reminders that sometimes being the last one left in the building means you're not alone. Story 1. The Basement Lights, Ohio, 1998. Slow, suspenseful. Carl was a janitor working the night shift at an old hospital in Ohio. The hospital had a basement filled with storage rooms, the kind of place nobody really wanted to go. Rusted wheelchairs, broken beds, medical equipment long forgotten. Carl's main complaint? The basement lights. Old fluorescent bulbs that would flicker, hum, and sometimes shut off completely. One night he noticed one particular bulb at the far end of the hallway, flashing on and off, like it was signaling him. Carl grabbed his ladder, thinking it was just a loose wire. But when he walked closer, he froze. Right beneath that flickering light were several old wheelchairs lined against the wall, and one of them was rocking back and forth, slowly, as if someone had just stood up from it. There was no draft, no windows, no reason for it to move. Carl forced himself forward, and that's when he saw it. Deep, jagged scratch marks on the armrests, like someone had clawed at the metal with bare hands. That same night, security reviewed the CCTV footage. They saw Carl sprinting out of the basement in terror, but just before he escaped, the heavy basement door slammed shut on its own. Carl quit the next morning. His final words? There was someone in that chair, but they weren't alive. Story 2. The School's Last Janitor, Texas, 2007. Mr. Jenkins was the janitor of a high school in Texas. During summer break, the building was practically empty, except for him. One late evening, after finishing the gym, Jenkins heard something. Humming. A faint voice, almost like a young girl, coming from the basement locker rooms. He knew the school was locked. No students, no staff. So who was humming? He grabbed his flashlight and walked downstairs. The halls were pitch dark. The humming grew clearer. In the locker room, he saw one locker slightly open. He pulled the door. Inside wasn't a person, but a cheerleading uniform, neatly folded. The disturbing part? It was stained with dried blood, and the name tag had been ripped off. Police later confirmed what Jenkins feared. Back in the 90s, a cheerleader had gone missing from that school. Her case was never solved. Jenkins never went back. He told his family, "I wasn't alone down there." Someone was humming. Someone who never left Story 3. The office building's secret floor, New York, 2015. Maria worked as a janitor in a Manhattan skyscraper. The building had 40 floors. At least that's what the official record said. But sometimes, late at night, the elevator panel showed a button for 41. One night, Maria pressed it. The elevator moved. Ding, the doors slid open, and she stepped into an abandoned office floor, dust-covered cubicles, broken computers, overturned chairs. It looked like nobody had been there in decades. Then she found the conference room. On the whiteboards were dozens of names, written in red marker, every name crossed out. Next to them, dates, some over 15 years old, and some names, they matched employees reported missing in the city. Terrified, Maria rushed back to the elevator. When she told her supervisor, he looked her dead in the eye and said, "There is no 41st floor. Don't ever bring this up again." But she wasn't the only one. Other janitors claimed to have seen the same thing, yet in the building's official records, there was nothing beyond 40 floors. Maria quit weeks later, and to this day she swears, that floor wasn't abandoned. It was hidden 3 janitors, 3 different buildings, and 3 horrifying encounters that forced them to leave their jobs forever. So the next time you're walking through an empty hallway or riding in an elevator after hours, remember these stories, because sometimes the people who see the most are the ones we never notice.